Hey guys, welcome to Clockwork, Noodles for another breakdown of the Ancient Magus Bride episode number 8. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are looking after yourselves. Can you believe that we're about to go into December? It's going really quickly, which is quite scary. I hope you guys are doing well. About 4 weeks time, I am going to start looking at my end of seasons, and I have started looking at the season ahead of us. There's some interesting stuff coming out. We're going to break down today's episode. It was a very different episode because a lot of it took place in the past, but it's answered some questions. I've got more questions as well. We'll go through it steadily. I've got a few things I want to say about the design board, which I think is really cool. Thank you for tuning back in again. So today we've got a few bits and pieces I want to talk about. So the first half of the episode was really about the past. There's a lot of things that I gained, but I've also ended up with more questions. So Iris and Adam ended up in a weird situation where she was sold to him. He, I guess, gained a conscience or decided that he actually didn't want to be like his grandmother. He's a really cool character. The relationship between the two is complex at best. It was interesting to see that from the first chunk we learned that the grandmother considered Adam as an extension of herself. She saw him not really as a person, individual. You're just someone I am probably going to control, which then obviously saw him break away and try and escape. So that would explain why they couldn't ask for any help. The entire sequence is very bright. Up until now, the colours in the anime are okay. They're not like the brightest. You can tell someone's done a bit of desaturation at some point. They've hit the sliders and they've slid them down just a little bit. But in this episode in particular, the first half is bright. Someone slid those sliders right up. The outside world is very overexposed. So outside the windows, it's always bright. It's very watercolor-like. I think it's quite dreamy because this is the dream before the nightmare that is now the present, which is very interesting. It does answer a few questions on where the parents are, because I know at one point I was confused if they were dead or alive, and it would seem that they have sadly passed away. But it would also answer why Grandma's really trying to push everything to get Adam back, especially Adam in particular, because she sees him as an extension. Maybe there really is a way to bring somebody back from the dead, because it doesn't seem like Philomela was trying to get the book for herself. She was ordered to get the book, and it seems that Grandma wanted the book. She just didn't want to deal with all the curse that was surrounding the book itself. It made sense when they said that there couldn't be any pictures. At one point I did wonder why there was no cameras allowed. They're very similar to, I guess, the Yakuza or the Mafia, where they can't have any pictures taken of them because they become targets. There's too many people who are after them at the end of the day. It was nice just to see that Philomela had parents who really did care about her. Adam saw her as the most important thing, and that's why we get Alcyone created. We can see how she was slowly growing as a character. I'm guessing with artificial fairies, they don't generally act like her because of how much effort he was putting in, because he did thank himself for it. She was able to be like the best godmother in a sense. She was able to be this fairy godmother to Philomela, which I really like. Gave us a lot of answers. There's a lot going on in the first half. It's nice, it's paced. It's sad though to see them all come to the end when it all goes wrong. And I guess the truth of the matter is that the night really can change at the drop of a hat. If they were on the run, I guess at some point Adam must have been expecting that he was going to get a knock on the door and they were going to come searching for him. She raises the gun to threaten him to come back, and she uses the granddaughter as a target, as a bargaining chip. It's really sad to see that sacrifice go to waste in a sense. They try to sacrifice themselves to give Philomela a fighting chance. In the end, she ends up being pulled back into the family. Alcyone is with her, which is good, but it does seem it all goes to waste because she doesn't really escape the grandma, and she ends up in the situation that we've got now. And then Philomela now ends up in the slavery situation, which is horrible because she's such a young child. She wouldn't really have remembered much about her parents. She even says, I don't remember it herself because she was so young. All of her waking life where she can remember things, it's just been this really horrible situation where the grandma doesn't seem to care for her at all. She's nothing but a tool. I do wonder what that means for inheriting now, because if we're told that the big families like the Sargents all rely on heirs and people passing things down, she wanted Adam to take on the family name and everything. Now that he's gone, and if she can't be successful in bringing her back, does that mean the family line ends? Because it doesn't seem that she really cares too much for Philomela, or whether she would try and organise some kind of marriage with Philomela to get the bloodline going. I'm not quite sure. It's an interesting one to consider because they seem very old-fashioned in the way that they pass down a title in these big families. Interesting to see also the relationship grow with magic, how there was that cure for a headache. It reminded me a little bit of the Wizarding World. They grow up with seemingly a normal kind of life, but there's magic making things happen. There's stuff to make life a bit easier. I know Adam wasn't really doing that amount of magic, but it must have been quite nice to have someone be able to get rid of your headache. I get chronic migraines. I get them almost on a weekly basis. They seem to be quite bad at the moment. I can imagine being able to just cast a hex or something to get rid of it would just be amazing. There's nothing really seems to work on them. Now let's talk about the second half of the episode. The second half of the episode was a bit more fast-paced. I am very glad that you guys also admitted in the comments that you didn't quite remember who the god was. I felt bad because I thought I was supposed to know, or I was like, have we met this person before? Have I just not remembered who they are? It doesn't seem like even Chisei knows who she is because she goes, who are you? What I have gathered is she is the god of winter and the night. It's interesting to see that she also says that Elias is a child of her domain because she senses rot, and you've got the fawns all with him as well. I got really confused because it seemed to suggest that Elias might have just sacrificed their firstborn or something. Couldn't figure it out because she wants a golden branch, which is mistletoe. I'm happy if it's just you want mistletoe, you can have mistletoe. But it just seemed like the way that it was set up, and the fact that she's also pregnant, Rumpelstiltskin, where he wants the firstborn and everything. I don't know why that came to my brain. I really hope that isn't what he's done. I could presume that's not what he's done because he says she's too young. When she sees the fact there's about to be a war, she's like, oh yeah, you can't get love in war. That's why I'm going to help you or something. So I really hope that isn't what just happened. The whole situation was very confusing. I am not afraid to tell you guys that I am very confused about what happened in the second half. I don't know. They've given her a name, and we were told that speaking to a god comes at a very, very high cost. They gave her a name called Morrigan, and now Morrigan's now going to be beating these guys up, basically holding the back lines to make sure that they're not going to be attacked from behind, which is really cool and handy. But at what cost did you do that trade? What cost did that trade come at? Chisei's consciousness, where she does not look good, she's pale, and she even says, can I distinguish friends from sheep type situation, and I'm glad that I don't know anybody. It's a very dark decision because she realizes that her decision has resulted in people dying. There is now death on the table, and I guess that's on her hands. It's interesting to see that these darker decisions are starting to haunt Chisei a bit. She didn't just do it and she went on her merry way and didn't think anything of it. It stuck with her. She didn't feel great, and she didn't actually open up to Lucy when Lucy says what exactly is going on. She doesn't say anything. She just says a lot of stuff happened. It's interesting to see these darker aspects are now sticking with Chisei, because at some point I think she is going to have to come face to face with them. Interesting to see how it's adding to her worries. I did like the moment when we're going through everybody's motives and why they're there, and Zoe basically admitting that he just wants to make sure that Lucy's okay. It was really cute. I do hope that maybe those two could have a happy relationship. It would be nice. I am rooting for them. I think it would be a really cute relationship between the two. Zoe is a really awesome character. Also like the fact that Zoe teams up with Zach. I think that would be quite a cool pairing, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can maybe get the werewolf to chill just a little bit, because I don't want to see the werewolf die. I know why she's doing it. She wants her kids back. She's being manipulated into feeling things and acting in a certain way, so I really hope that she can come out of this just better, or maybe just knocked out for a little bit, and then they can hopefully reunite her with her kids if they even exist. So we will have to see how that ends up playing out. But overall, those are really my thoughts for the episode. There wasn't too much to go into, but we're definitely moving on the plot. Things are getting interesting. I've got some answers now, but I've also got more questions as well. Hopefully we are going to get through this one. It's going to wrap up nicely, because I'm aware there's only really 4 episodes left. Hopefully we're not going to be rushing an ending, and it's going to make sense when we come to an end. I can see them ending maybe the arc, but I could still see there being more seasons after this, so we'll have to see how it goes. But thank you guys so much. I hope you're looking after yourselves. I will see you guys again soon. Bye bye.